Life can move and shake you like an earthquake. When this happens, you have to learn to shake and move the best way you can, like I do. Join Dakota Caldwell on The Dakota Show, putting life in you and your family's lives.
You showed up at my door for a box of your things. You didn't want them back, you just trying to see me. And I'm like, oh, 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 let me go, go on. Enough with the waterworks, baby, there's no point. Everything you say now just sounds like white noise. Nothing but gone, and I'm like, oh, 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 let me go, oh, oh, why you always try to see how you can take a piece of me? I'm something that you left behind, you call it yours, I call it mine. You got your reasons, I got this rhyme, I'll sing it to you every time I go, oh, oh.
Hello, everyone. I'm here with Dariann Leigh for the July show. Um, and I was trying to think of my first guest, and I talked to Core PR, and I'm like, we have to get her on the show. So here she is now, and I have a list of questions, and some of
Perfect.
them
Thank you
might
so
be.
much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm excited to have you, and yeah,
I'm excited to be here.
yeah. Well, that's a good thing. Hopefully.
Definitely good.
Yeah. So, my first question is: during COVID-19 times, was it your biggest weakness or your biggest strength?
Ooh. I think for me, my biggest weakness was being so used to being on the go so often. Life was in full speed instead of maybe a speed that teaches you to appreciate the things that are around you. And so I learned very quickly to appreciate being able to slow down a little bit and kind of take in the view and enjoy that just as much as the journey.
Well, that's good. I mean, yeah, sometimes, when you kind of get things taken away from you like that, it's like, man, I still do have things to be appreciated for. It's just,
Absolutely.
they're not right there in front of you, or maybe they are, and maybe that's not what you want, you know?
Right. Right.
So, yeah, I totally get that. And so, um, did it like did it bring your music career though? Did it like bring it up or did it like bring it down type of thing?
I think for me, I was actually able to, via social media, reach people that I probably wouldn't have reached in person just because there's traveling obligations and distance in between that makes it really hard to get to some places sometimes. I think I was able to reach those people from the comfort of my home and be welcomed into the comfort of their home through live streams and things
Yeah.
like this, even. So it was actually, I think, as much as it was a hard time, it was very beneficial in certain ways as well.
Yeah, and thanks to live stream providers and stuff like that. And I think I think if we didn't have that, it would have been a lot harder.
I think so too. I think it let us have a little bit of face to face time with people, which felt good.
Yeah, yeah. And it always feels good to make people smile and things like that.
Right.
So now I hear you get to open for the one and the only Big and Rich, and then you get to open for Craig Morgan as well. Um, if you would have told yourself that maybe 10, 15 years ago, what would that past self would have said? What would you have said if you told yourself that now?
Oh man, I would probably be freaking. I mean, I'm freaking out now, so there's not too much of a difference. But I definitely would have freaked out. I grew up on those artists, so being able to open for them is really full circle and really cool to be able to shake their hands and let them know how much I admire them.
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty big deal. Um, and getting open for them, and um,
Yeah.
I'm sure you're happy, but at the same time you're nervous. Like, I hope I don't mess up or something like
Right.
that. Um,
Very true.
so yeah, I mean, good for you.
Thank you.
And then let's talk about your music journey. Like, what got you into music and so on and so forth.
Yeah, for me, music was always something that I used as a tool to learn in school. I struggled with the normal learning, I guess you could call it, for lack of better terms. I always did better if I was able to write a song with something and memorize it that way. So no matter what it was, that was how I got through things, life, school, you
Yeah,
name it. And I think it just really became my outlet, and my outlet became my life, which
yeah.
becomes my career now. And it's really been my entire life and been my outlet and also just been the thing that I escape to. So it's fun to allow other people to have that same thing through my artistry now.
Oh yeah, and music, including myself, is a coping skill for a lot of people. So,
Right.
for it to be their coping skill through your music is quite a big deal and quite an
Absolutely.
accomplishment. Um, so so not many people know this, but about 16% of women are in uh the country music industry. Does that bother you in a way? Like, I know some people say like, there's only 16%. There needs to be more. Does it scare you that when you get to that step, you might not be able to get in right away or things like that?
I think there's so many people, and women specifically, coming up in country music right now that it's really become the staple. It's become the thing that's happening, and there's so many people, especially women and men both, but women of country right now have so much music that people are really grabbing onto and latching to because they get it and they feel understood. And I think there's a lot to be said about artists that can put out music that reaches people in that sort of spiritual and soulful way. And I think that come the end of the day, that's going to speak for a whole lot more, especially throughout time. I think it's really going to start with a momentum and grabbing into women of country more.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know why, but it seems like it may go up as times go on. And I
Right.
don't know if that's because there's less men being entered into the country music world, or if there's, you know, less women gonna be retiring into country music, so they're gonna try to welcome new ones too.
Yeah.
Uh, um,
I think
uh,
it's also knowledge is power. So I think people knowing, the percentages is helpful for them
mm,
to see that knowledge is power and we can make positive change.
yes, yes. Positive change is always good,
For sure.
even if we don't like it, it's still good
Right, right.
sometimes. So, now let's go ahead and talk about your song, 1,000 Miles, and
Yeah.
what made you think, like, I want to write this for the troops? Like, what made you think I want to write this song just in general?
Yeah. For me, that song is really personal. The person that I love is in the United States Marine Corps at the time, and was serving a deployment. And I had realized very quickly that communication isn't really existent when somebody's so far away. It's very hard to have phone calls and text, whatever you name it. There's either none or it's very minimal. And I realized very quickly that the person that I wanted to communicate with, I couldn't. And really, that song is a 15-minute write on the bathroom floor of my hotel room here in Nashville at one point, which sounds a little silly, but if
Yeah.
you sang in a hotel bathroom, you'd know that the acoustics are 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was really just a journal entry engraved in time. I feel like I almost wrote it as a diary entry. It was a song that was meant to pour out, and being able to see other people connect with it, especially in the military base, and seeing that group of people jump on that song has been really cool and very humbling to see their emotional reactions to a song like 10,000 Miles.
Yeah, and I mean it is a great great song. I mean, if you
Thank
have
you.
not heard it, it is really good. I mean, it does tell that personal story, like you were saying. So,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's really good.
thank
Uh,
you.
Um. Okay, so when we come back, we will have a song break after this, and then we will have a sponsorship break, and then I will be back with more from Dariann Leigh.
Hey, it's Darian. Sorry I missed your call. Be sure to leave a message and I'll get right back to you.
Hey, beautiful. I know you're probably sleeping right now, and I'm not sure when I'll be able to call again. Everything's going good over here. I love you, and I miss you.
Like waves in the ocean are bound to the sea, crashing over and over into me. Two drops in the ocean and our love is key.
Hi, this is Karen Mulligan, owner-manager of Brown Shoe Fit in Storm Lake, Iowa. Whether you need shoes for work, play, or anything in between, we've got them at Brown Shoe Fit in Storm Lake, your locally owned hometown shoe store. Brown Shoe Fit is a proud sponsor of The Dakota Show.
Need custom clothing for your next event? Up in Stitches has been serving since 2011. Call them at 641-842-2223 for your next event, or visit their website at upinstitches.com.
When you need to immerse yourself in pure confection heaven, you need to head to Storm Lake Candy Company. Indulge yourself with homemade ice cream, fudge, bulk candy by the pound, and so many other goodies. Check out our full menu online. Spoil yourself at Storm Lake Candy Company.
Sick and tired of not being able to get your business out there and get people in your business, or just are having a slow time getting sales back up? No problem, give me a call at 712-220-2246. Again, my number is 712-220-2246. You can also call if you are a non-profit organization. Call today and get your advertising quote. Alright, I am now back with more from Dariann Leigh, and some more questions. I hope the first part wasn't too tough for
You're
you.
good.
But now that we have gotten to hear some of your music, when can we expect some more great music?
Actually, right now we have pre-order and pre-save on my new single "Blame It On Me" that'll be coming out. I'm really excited for everyone to hear this song because it's very much inspired by that 2000s era of country music, which I don't know about anybody else, but I love
Yeah,
where we are right now, but it is one of my favorite eras of country music. And when I heard the song, it was pitched to me. I actually didn't write it. When I first heard the song, I couldn't get it out of my head, so I knew I had to record it. And
yeah,
I'm excited to see what everybody thinks.
yeah. I mean, I'm sure if you can make 1,000 miles sound as great as you can with that one, I'm sure it'll be great. So,
Oh, thank you.
um, yeah, it's gonna be a good one. I can just feel it already. Uh,
Heck yeah.
so with that being said, um, we talked about your new song coming out. Let's talk about your recent new song called "Leave."
Yeah. Yeah, I wrote Leave with Charlie Reynolds and Cameron Palmer in the beginnings of the pandemic over Zoom, actually. So it was very fun to be able to enter into that Zoom era of life. And we got to talking about just the situations and people in your life that may enter in and leave at some point. They come out and they leave your life for whatever reason it may be, friendship, relationship, coworker, anything. In our circumstance, I think we're writing very much so relationship. But just that feeling of being left by someone in it, and that maybe happening over and over again, and what that leaves you with, what that feeling is when this person is up and left your life and kind of affected the way that you view things.
Yeah, I mean, and definitely during COVID. I mean, if someone was just to up and leave, and um, everybody's emotions were different during that time. But
Right.
I'm sure that part of it was the uncertainty of when is this gonna be over with, and stuff like that. So,
Absolutely.
um, yeah. But that one is good as well. I just want to point that out really quick.
Thank you. That's so sweet of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then and then any more tour dates, and is there a possibility we can see you in the viewing area.
I hope so. I'm always working on new tour dates. I'm at a few more festivals this summer that I'm looking forward to, and I'll be downtown Broadway quite a bit as well. So if people are coming to Nashville, they can catch me there. But I'm always working on more areas and getting out there for everyone that wants to hear my music. So I will keep you posted.
Okay. All right, and I will be in the loop, and I know how to get a hold of you. So
You do.
um, yes. Um, so I will definitely be in touch. Um, and then um, where where can people connect with you on social media?
Yeah, everyone can find me at darianleigh.com. If you want a home base for all the things, you can go to darianleigh.com, or you can look me up on your preferred streaming platform or social media. I'm on all of them. It's just at Dariann Leigh. But again, my website can be your home base to find it all if you don't want to search one by one.
Okay. And then with that going in there, where can people stream and get your music?
Yeah, I'm on all streaming platforms: iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, Google, Amazon, you name it. You can just search me on your preferred platform at Dariann Leigh, or again, you can use my website. I have majority of them linked there. I think I have all of them, but sometimes there seems to be a new one that pops up that I don't know about just yet. But you can find me on everything at Dariann Leigh.
And then it's just Dariann Leigh, not Dariann Leigh music or anything. It's just
Yeah,
Dariann Leigh.
just Dariann Leigh. And
Okay.
then you should be able to you'll probably see my profile picture and all my songs right there. You can listen to whatever you want.
Okay. And then I will also, if you're listening to this podcast, I will also have it linked there as well down at the description. And then anything else you would like to um bring up or talk about or anything like that?
I think you covered every single one of them like a pro. Thank you for having me so much. This has been so
Yeah,
fun.
you're welcome. It's my dream, I want to interview people and do stuff like this. So, yeah, it's
I
been my pleasure. And thank you to Core PR, obviously, for setting this all up to make it possible. And thank you to you as well for taking time out of your day to come talk to this small guy in this small town and, that kind of stuff.
Hey, I love it. I think you're a pro. You know exactly what you're doing. Never underestimate the small people in the small towns. I come from a small town as well.
Okay. All right.
We all start somewhere.
Yep, that's what I like to hear. So, um, any shout outs at this time?
Oh, a shout out.
Yeah.
Um, I've never been allowed to give a shout out before. That's a new one.
Yep, it's right here at the
Oh,
Dakota Show.
I like it, the one and only. A shout out. I will give a shout out to trying to think of who would really love a shout out. I'm gonna give a shout out to my cousin Amelia. I think that will make her day. She's a sweetheart. She's going into gymnastics right now and she loves
All
it.
right. Better than I could do.
I'm no pro at gymnastics. I think I would fall
Yeah, I
many
would
times.
too. Uh, and then again, just thank you very much, and thank you for taking your time out, and good luck with what was it, Craig Morgan and Big and Rich. Good luck with the two, the you know
Thank you.
headline or whatever. Um,
Thank you.
and then hope that opens more doors. And then last but not least, at the end of the show, we will have one last song. So make sure you stick around. Otherwise, that's all for me and Darian. Again, thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, and then that's all for us. So this is the July show with Dariann Leigh.
You were always trying to change me, mix it up and rearrange me. I'm not one to let the rules bend. Then I started playing pretend, followed your steps to the moon, and now how the hell do I get back to solid ground? When you look in the mirror and tell me, do you see her? You can't make me different and just leave, and just leave. You got what you wanted out of me, out of me. Tell me, was it worth it? You left me deserted, begging on my knees, trying to find me. Bet you're burning every bridge that you meet. Then you leave. Dancing in the kitchen to red, red wine. Now I just get lost in the neon lights. I don't touch what reminds me of what you convinced me to love. Followed your steps to the moon, and now how the hell do I get back to solid ground? You can't make me different and just leave, and just leave. You got what you wanted out of me, out of me. Tell me, was it worth it? You left me deserted, begging on my knees, trying to find me. Bet you're burning every bridge that you meet. Then you leave, then you'll leave. When you look in the mirror, tell me, do you see her? 'Cause I don't. You can't make me different and just leave, just leave. You got what you wanted out of me.